Hello and welcome to my latest reading from the Kindred Essence Tarot. This latest reading is on what advice would a duck give you, which may seem like a strange origin of a pick a card reading, but I felt like I was just inspired to do a reading on this. And ducks are they can be very wise and loyal creatures actually, although they may not seem like they are. But that's what I got, is that they actually have a lot of wisdom to them, which sort of runs contrary to their sort of what they may appear to be. But nonetheless, I've got 3 piles here, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So tune into a reading you feel resonates the most with you, and let us get started. Well, what advice or what would advice or what would a duck tell you about your current life situation, or some advice, something that you need to know from the duck collective? All right, so let's get started. The water pile. Here we've got pile number 1, the water pile. What do we have here? What advice would the duck collective give you? The Fool. Interesting. So it could be about a new journey, about moving forward with power and with confidence. Queen of Swords. Okay, so what I'm hearing is don't be afraid to jump into the deep end of the water. It's interesting water. And if you notice ducks, they just jump right in. They jump into the water. They're very confident about jumping into the water. And so what I'm hearing is that that's kind of the attitude that you need to have into your life, is just move forward and then we've got the Queen of Swords here, which is about maintaining control. So what I'm getting is that it's sort of like you need to release control, is what I'm getting, and just jump into the water with the carefree abandon that a duck would have, and just having a sense of freedom to move to just jump in. It's sort of like a loosening up in your life. And then Ace of Swords. So I'm hearing you can have control, but in a different way. It's like, because I'm kind of sensing an energy of like a sort of a need to be in control. And I'm hearing you can have your power in a free-flowing, energetic way. And I keep on seeing like the ducks just sort of going into the water, and I'm hearing that ducks, although they seem very carefree, they can be very all right, just let me get a drink of water here. I'm hearing that the ducks can be quite smarter than people give them credit for. So I'm hearing that there's sort of like this energy of like redirecting your power from one form to another in a way that allows you to move forward with a new type of confidence. But sort of I'm hearing that the message is to sort of jump into the deep end of the ocean and know that you will have a new power. Because when people are control freaks, they're trying to create a sense of security and safety. But I'm hearing you will have a new sense of security for moving forward in your adventure, but with a different energy, and in the way that the duck jumps into the water with complete confidence, just like this Fool, the first card here. What else do we have? The Hanged One. I'm hearing that you've kind of been stuck for a while, but it's time to jump into the water and to start a new adventure. And to trust that you can attract exactly what you want in your life. And the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. So I'm hearing that you may feel a sense of a lack of confidence that you can begin a new journey, because you may have had some very sort of a sense of people really shaking your sense of security, either through various traumatic or toxic life experiences, or it could have started as a child. So it's like there's been a lot of traumatic experiences that have made it difficult for you to sort of have the careless or carefree, not careless, carefree because careless is the dark side of the Fool. I'm not saying that, but the carefree. You want to embody the energy of carefreeness and just a sense of let's see, what else do we have? Shine your light. So yeah, I just keep on seeing this energy of being free floating. And then be open to love too. So I'm hearing that you've done a lot of internal work. I hear that you've done a lot of, because you've got the swords here, I'm hearing that a lot of you have gone within yourself, and it's really has shifted your energetic patterns. And do not judge yourself. What I'm hearing very strongly is do not judge yourself either. Love yourself. Do not judge yourself. And basically, and I'm hearing it's good that you've gone within, because you've kind of done a lot of emotional work on yourself, psychic surgery, within yourself. But now it's time to be open to your heart and to move forward. And I keep on seeing, the lesson is when the ducks, they see water. Ducks always, fun fact, ducks always have to be near water. They always have to be water. But I see you jumping into the water with the confidence and almost the fun-loving energy of like the Fool, but in the form of a duck. How they jump into the water and they feel such a wonderful, carefree, not careless, carefree abandon. And they're open to whatever the day brings. They're very adventurous, I'm hearing. Like, I'm hearing that ducks are actually quite misunderstood, which is why some people may be surprised that I've actually done a whole channeled pick a card message on ducks. But I'm hearing ducks are very misunderstood. Probably one of the most misunderstood of all the bird families. That's kind of or all of the, what's it called? The avian or aviary families. They're probably the most misunderstood and overlooked. Interesting. Ducks are misunderstood and overlooked, but we're bringing a message from the Duck Collective today, so I'm happy about that. So yeah, basically that's essentially jump into the adventure, knowing that you are safe, knowing that you can do it, knowing that you can be open to love, and know that you've done, okay, what I'm hearing too is you've done enough, you've earned, because a lot of, what I'm hearing, okay, and one last message, what I'm hearing is a lot of people shouldn't just jump into something because they're going to create the exact same energetic problems that they've had because they haven't done their internal work. So for some people that would be a bad advice, to just jump in with carefree abandon into something new, because that can be a bad idea, because then they'll create the same thing. But I'm hearing that's not the case for you. For you who picked this pile, you've already wised up. You've already done your spiritual work. You've already done your internal psychological spiritual surgery on yourself. So you've earned the right to be open to love, and you've earned the right to embody the highest aspect of a duck jumping into the wonderful pond with sheer carefree confidence. You've earned that because you're at a different energetic level than you have been before. You have leveled up on your energetic pattern. So it is time for you to have the confidence to be open to love and to jump into that pond or that whatever body of water a duck jumps into, to embody that energy and have the duck spirit energy with you as you feel your heart open and you feel that sense of freedom and love and just all-encompassing love from the universe. Interesting. So that was pile number 1. It feels like a very nice pile, and I'd like to thank the duck energies, the very misunderstood duck energies I'm hearing. Misunderstood and overlooked is very much what ducks are. I hear again, very misunderstood and overlooked. But I hope you enjoyed that reading, and now it is time to move on to pile number 2, the pyramid. See this beautiful pyramid here? That's pile number 2. It's made of organite, and it's really a neat a neat structure. But let's see, what advice would a duck give you? Six of Swords. So some kind of movement. Let's see what kind of movement. Let's see what other cards we have. A movement. So it could be kind of a little similar to pile number one. Let's see what other cards we have. So it could be movement. Is it movement? Oh, interesting. So a movement. It's almost like this could be the opposite of pile number one. Interesting. A movement into sort of a spiritual, introspective empress. Interesting. So, King of Swords. So I'm getting that there's sort of like a movement. That there is sort of like a movement into a spiritual journey is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing that it's almost like with ducks. They have a very complex life. Much more complex than people think. People think. And they're much more spiritual than people think. They're overlooked and sort of misunderstood. And they have a lot that sort of the duck energy has a lot more to offer of wisdom than people think. They're like I channeled in pile number one, they're kind of overlooked in terms of the aviary family. They're overlooked. But basically the duck collective is saying that something needs to be left in the past. The sort of a sadness needs to be left in the past. But to release the sadness, I'm hearing that you're feeling a sense of emotional pain, that you're having a huge time in a lot of cases, or moderately or slightly hard time moving beyond. And I'm hearing to do that, it's sort of like you need to move inward in this case to get over the past. Because it's sort of like there's been a lot of activity with what happened. It was a very outward, it could be like a traumatic ending of some sort, but it's sort of a traumatic energy. And I'm hearing that to level up to this new level that you want to get to, is sort of like going within to like a spiritual energy. Could even be a spiritual trip to like the pyramids or the mind ruins or a spiritual place. But it's the most important thing is that whether it's a trip or whether it's a trip, it's most likely a trip within. Even if it's a trip without, it's a trip within. And it's almost like you're giving, you may not understand it right now, but you're being given the opportunity to develop something within yourself. To develop something within yourself that will give you great power in your life. And it's almost something that you've been searching for a while. So I'm hearing that in some cases it's going within, but in some cases this will develop the fruit of a new relationship in your life, or a new friendship, or something new. By going within, you will level up to something new that's like you're desperate to leave something in the past is what I'm hearing in some cases, or you really want to leave something in the past. And I'm hearing you can do that. You can create, it's kind of like a lot of you have lost a sense of spiritual meaning, in a sense that you can actually create what you want in your life. But I'm hearing by going within, you will create what you want and level up to a sense of power than you've had before. Let's see if I can get some other cards to fully more understand what sort of the energies and what you should do. The Queen of Swords, interesting. King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So that could mean that you're attracting something new into your life, a new relationship, a new friendship, it could be, but something like that. They've got the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, but it's almost like this person is waiting for you, but it's almost like when you'll get to them by going into this esoteric realm, and then you can meet up with this, either a person or an aspect of yourself. And I'm hearing that, like ducks, or they spend a lot of time, I'm hearing, in the spiritual realms, like, and I'm hearing that their appearances do not belays often a deep spiritual meaning that a duck has over its life. So I'm hearing that you're finding this deep spiritual meaning, and I do not think it needs to be hard, because I'm hearing a lot of you may have this energy of you want to be moving forward, and I'm hearing you can move forward, but it's sort of like the sense of needing to go within and find a piece of you that has been lost throughout your life. Could have been lost in a past life or 3 or 4 past lives before, and it's sort of like, so I'm hearing that finding this piece of yourself that may have been lost 3 or 4 lives before will help you level up and create what you truly want in your life. And I'm hearing that you're finding this wisdom that you lost, and I'm hearing that ducks make sure they're very conscientious, and they make sure to no experience there is wasted for a duck. They're always taking on wisdom, and they're deeply spiritual birds. Although I hear that their appearance sort of belies their spiritual nature. But I'm hearing that by going within and then contend that you reclaim this part of yourself that were lost, and then it's sort of like you will feel whole. And once you feel whole, you will be able to leave this pain in the past much more easily, because and sort of you'll be able to move forward into having like the partnerships and the connections that you truly want. You'll be able to find the partnerships, and it will be, I'm hearing it's like a different level, because if you look at this pyramid right here, I'll put it up. It's sort of like a cycle, and it's sort of like you want to go up to this higher level, and I'm hearing that you will be able to. You've got an energy, you've almost got a powerful Aries energy, and I hear that your energy can be channeled in various directions, and if you tap into that power, you'll be able to quickly make the shift and quickly leave this sort of negative energy in the past, this regret with a particular person perhaps. We'll leave this regret with the 5 of Cups in the past, and you'll be able to move forward and have the partnership, the love, the connection, whatever it is. You can have the whole package right here. You can have the whole package, I'm hearing. Interesting. And I'm hearing that Godspeed, you have the power to create the energy that you want in your life. And I'm getting this energy of ducks, or if you look at ducks, they have a quiet determination. And they're overlooked, ducks are, but I'm hearing you have the same determination as well. You have the same power that can allow you to release this pain, release this regret, and up level to a spiritual higher level. And I'm just channeling the energy of a duck, that they're very determined. If you watch a duck, watch a gaggle of ducks, they're very determined. They may have a silly appearance, I hear. Like, they kind of look silly sometimes, right? But they're not as silly as they look, and they're much more spiritual than they look, and much more determined and much more wise than they look. So up leveling, finding what you've lost, maybe 3 or 4 life things before, or even in this life, and you will this energetically put this piece of yourself together. That will click inside. Could be in a childhood trauma too, but it could be that something that you've lost in another life that's connected to the childhood trauma, but you will know what it is. And then when it clicks into place, I'm hearing the energies now are very right for you to put into place, and then you will up level to a different level where you will be able to see a higher perspective and meet with somebody on a higher perspective. Fascinating. So that was pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed that. What advice would a duck have for you? Now let us go to pile number 3, which is an orange. I'm not sure exactly why it's an orange, but it is. So let's see. Sweetness. So I'm hearing maybe sweetness, but 8 of Swords. So that would connote some feeling of being trapped. Wheel of Fortune. So first what I'm hearing is you're not as trapped as you think, although you may feel very trapped right now. And it may feel that like sort of, I'm hearing in some cases you may be very inclined to go after sweet fruit or even too much or sugar sometimes because there's a sense of being deprived of something, and not being able to make something work is what I'm hearing. Not being able to find this balance and get something work. And it's sort of like when you can't find that you feel like something isn't working, it's sort of like you go towards something that feels sweet at the time, but has a negative effect very soon, like a sugar rush from it. So we've got two pages here, page of one, page of swords. So it's almost like this unhealed child energy sort of goes after something that you know in the moment isn't good for you. But I'm hearing but you feel, it's like there's an energy of going towards unhealthy energies that feel good at the time but aren't good. And that could be an addiction, like sugar addiction, but an addiction to wrong people, an addiction to energies that just do not actually create balance in your life, or that are not really creating true fortune in your life, and you just feel trapped again. So it's addictive cycles. But I'm hearing that to overcome your sort of addictive cycles, basically find out what true sweetness is. And I'm hearing that ducks know this. Ducks know how to connect to what is true. Because it's always about, I'm hearing that ducks, they want to find a place that's safe and true. So I'm hearing that your journey right now is to find a place within yourself, and then perhaps reflected soon outward, as a place that's safe, where you don't feel trapped, where you're not always chasing false highs that make you lonely, or false people that make you lonely, or false sort of promises from people or situations that only leaving you empty and sort of trapped and not truly fulfilled. Because I'm hearing that, like an orange is more nourishing, spiritually and emotionally nourishing, than sugary orange soda. That's what I'm hearing. Like an orange. So this is why I chose an orange. Is more nourishing than a orange soda, which is just a fake replicate with fake sweeteners, fake fake flavorings, where this is the real thing. You want to go for the real thing. But it's sort of like an energetic pattern of going for what's wrong with you, and so it's sort of a journey that you're on, is finding something within that knows what is truly good for you. So I'm hearing, compare an orange and compare orange soda, what feels better energetically. So it's about feeling. And I'm hearing that ducks are very in tune with the weather, because they have to feel safe. So they're in tune with the weather, they're in tune with the elements, they're in tune with the predators around them, because they need to know that they're safe. So they're always looking out, having a keen sense of what's good for them and what isn't, who's good for them and who isn't. So ducks are quite intuitive. So I'm hearing that it's sort of taking that on that energy of a duck that knows what's truly good for them, and knows how to define and feel the energy of a fake, sugary, artificial flavored orange soda and a real orange. So I'm hearing that's the energy, the sort of the savviness of a duck that's always knowing about their environment and sensing the weather, sensing predators, sensing the weather, sensing where there's more food, sensing where there's safety, And I'm hearing that you need to, there's something where you lost these kind of senses about what is true and what is fake. And it's about finding that within your heart. So that's the journey that you're on. And I'm hearing that the energies are currently very positive to do this. And you can do this. You can do this. You can find. And I'm hearing, don't always accept what is. And what I'm hearing from that is when people pretend to be a certain way, because I'm hearing you may, and for some people who pick this path, you may have been around deceptive people, deceptive environments that pretend to be something other than they are. But I'm hearing that a duck, it has to know the truth about people and the truth about the environment. They have to. It's a matter of survival. So I'm hearing that almost look at discerning the truth of what's good and bad for you. Look at it as a manner of survival. Look at it as a manner of high importance, because you only want to find the oranges. You only want to find the authentic fruit, in your life, if that makes any sense. And to do this, almost tuning into this internal intuitive knowing, connecting to that sort of that internal solar plexus energy that knows. So I'm seeing a lot of you are sort of disconnected from the solar plexus, disconnected from that inner knowing. And just by sensing it, sensing the elements, sensing how, an aviary duck would in nature sense weather. It's almost like you want to get to the sensing self and tend that all the blocks that are around your intuition, that they go away, and that you feel your true self that knows the truth of what a truly positive orange or truly positive emotional nourishment, in whatever form it comes, people, places, and things, that this from an intuitive level as you sort of access that intuitive sense. And and I'm hearing, do not accept what is, because people can be pretentious. But once you sense this base inner knowing, you will know this intuitive knowing. And so ask the duck spirit guide to help you with your discernment if you want to. So a very interesting reading. I think that about concludes it. The duck, the duck about ducks, and that's perfectly fine. The ducks are underrated. I'm sensing, and they've got a lot more wisdom and intelligence than people may think. So I am happy I did this reading, and I hope it had helped you. And have a terrific day. All right, bye bye.